Perfect. What's going on, winners? It's your boy Loso 2.0, and today we're going to talk about leadership lessons from the beginning. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be incorporating lessons from the Bible, Genesis chapter 1, into leadership lessons. So you're going to get a little bit of Bible study, but you're also going to get some tips for leadership and some notes too as well. So definitely tune into this. You're going to get it from a metaphysical leadership stance, everything that was going on in the first chapter. So giving you a brief overview of Genesis chapter 1. As you know, it was talking about in the beginning, God, what he did in the first 6 days, creating animals, creating humans, creating man, creating the sea, earth, heaven, just the overall creation of things, putting them in order and giving purpose to said things that he was creating in the beginning. So I want to talk about how I personally have been starting with my business, my speaking coaching business. In the beginning, as you guys know, I started back in 2020 to 2020. That's when I graduated. So 2020, and in the year 2020, you could see me constantly posting just terrible posts, just terrible content, me looking like anything. On top of just me looking like anything, also me posting pretty much everything I was learning from the books and just reteaching them as well. No real order, no real purpose to what I was doing. I was just doing it. And as you see me kind of go along and grow in this year, you see me developing teams and different things that are things that I learned through leadership as I continue to grow with my company too as well. So I want to ask you guys this before I get into the topic of the day. What can leaders learn from the process of creation? Just think about that. Think about that. Comment below what you think of that as I continue to go on with this thing, right? So, in the beginning, God said, let there be light. Now, let there be light can be determined or could be seen as vision and clarity. I talk about it all the time. You know, there's a heart surgeon and then there's a family doctor. Which one makes more money? Comment below who you think makes more money, a heart surgeon or a doctor. And as you guess that or look at that below, I'm going to tell you this. The heart surgeon makes more money. Why? Because the heart surgeon is more focused in, he's more niched down into what he does. So the more clarity, the more focus that you have, the better off that you're going to be, the more money you're going to make, the more impact that you're going to have. Right? So light, when he said, let there be light, that represents awareness and clarity of purpose. You're getting more clarity. You're getting more idea of purpose. Now, when you have this purpose, you feel as though you can do more now. Because now you have something that you can think of. You have to figure out what your purpose is. You have to get more clarity on what you're doing. As I said before, I started in 2020. It is 2025, and I'm just starting to get an idea of clarity of what I want to do, how I want to do it, what topics I want to talk about, how I want to grow. Because there's different ways to get to the same answer. There may be a coaching business that teaches you how to automate ads. There may be a coaching business that focuses strictly on Instagram. There's a coaching business that's focused on YouTube. There's even when it comes to platform. There are coaching businesses that focus on sales. There's coaching business that focus on speaking. There's coaching business that focus on marketing. My lens that I'm talking through is the idea of leadership and building teams and systems in order to grow. So that's my idea. That's my lane that I'm going, inspiring you to build your own community, becoming a contributing member to your community by inspiring to recognize that you're a leader, and leaders have systems. So making all my topics around leadership, that is my niche. I did not know what my niche was before. When I talk about sales, my sales is about being a leader. You're leading them to the sale. Same thing too as well. So metaphysically, when he said let there be light, he was saying let there be awareness and let there be clarity of purpose. Understand that you have clarity of purpose and understand that you have awareness. Leaders must cast a vision and provide clarity for their team. That is what makes you an entrepreneur. See, it took me so long to understand this. As I said before, 5 years not knowing what was going on. It took me 5 years to understand the idea that leaders must cast a vision. As an entrepreneur, your idea is not to have multiple hats. I hear so many people talk about that. Your idea is not to do all the work. It is you have a vision and you need people to help you set out on this vision together. Have a team that puts stuff together. You guys work together in order to grow. You pulling the best out of each person. As I told you before, I had a goal this month. Get 30 emails collected, minimum. I hired someone else to do the email, find the emails organically for me to add to my email list. I have already cracked the 30 mark and it's only halfway through January. By the way, January is going by fast. I don't know if anyone else is feeling that, but anyway, able to crack that for me because I was trying to do everything by myself. But then now that I had a team to put that stuff in place, they're able to do that because I've seen that they're good at that. I had a friend who literally deep dove down into my website and compared it to another person who does something similar to me as well, and just brought so much stuff out of it that I didn't even peep myself, but he was able to see it because that's what he's really good at. He's good at attention to detail. He's very, very good at these things. I'm pulling out the best. I know another person that I have on my team is really good with back office stuff, creating PowerPoints, creating spreadsheets. I know they're really great at these things. So I continue to keep them on my team as well because I know that they're going to be good at all that back office stuff as it continues to go on. You must cast this vision and then provide clarity for your team. Make them become believers in it. This is something I'm even doing at my job. As you know, I run multiple units for TS Mobility. I'm casting a vision. Listen, you guys do good now. You guys make all this money. Boom. You continue to make all this money. We get more stores. We get more stores. You guys go up in the company. And you're able to run multiple units, make a career out of this. Then on that point, we get a whole bunch of stores. We become the greatest company for AT&T there is. Casting that vision, providing it to the team, provide clarity for them how to do this, and then you guys will grow together. That's your job as a leader. So I'm going to share a moment when clarity turned a difficult situation around. Again, I had people in my store who, just this one store, brand new store, I had an employee in there. An employee felt like he could not ever hit the numbers that the store was asked to hit, the minimums. We wanted the store to make some money, be profitable. He could not hit them. He kept saying it was because of the demographic that he was getting. He couldn't sell this because of the demographic he was getting. I put in the clarity that I get. Sometimes you have to recognize this as well as who isn't ready for your team. And you figure it out by having people placed in there. Think about it. When you're dating, when you're married, getting married, when you're dating, you don't know if that person is the one yet. You got to test them out. I just started stuttering, but you got to test them out. You got to take them out on dates. You got to go do fun stuff with the bros. Make sure that the bros, I mean, obviously at the end of the day, you're going to be the one to decide whether or not you want to be this person, but they may say, hey, listen, that might not be the person for you. I see the way they treat, different things, but that's what I had to do. And then once find that clarity is figuring out that person wasn't the person for the team, right person for the job. We get the right person for the job, and the store does amazing, well above the goals. Sometimes clarity is figuring out who is right and who is not right for your team too as well. So God also in Genesis 1, going back to Genesis 1, because that's what we're all pulling this from, God separated the sky and the water, the heavens and the sea, as he says, creating boundaries, creating a boundary between it. Separation symbolized order and focus. Again, as I said before, continue to get clarity, but then also having order. My job as the entrepreneur, my niche is to inspire students, as I'm speaking to students in high school and college, or startup entrepreneurs to recognize themselves as leaders and become contributing members to the community. I want to teach them to build systems in order to make more money, bring in more income, bring in more money, bring in more resources to yourself, so then you can spread back to your community and give back to the people that you want to. But that comes with systems. You have to have systems put in place in order to have order. And again, this is something I had to learn too as well. And now that we call it cracking the code at my job. Oh, you crack the TV code. Oh, you crack the internet code. Once you crack a certain code, when you understand this, all that means is cracking the code means understanding this topic. Once you understand how to do this, now you're good. Me running multiple units, I cracked the code now. So now I have a good idea of, okay, this is what you do. This is what you don't do. This is how you push people. This is how you don't push people. This is how you coach, how you train, and then able to inspire people as well. So cracking that code. Leaderships, you have to set clear boundaries and priorities in your personal and professional life. How you do one thing is how you do anything. I think that was a leadership tip that I posted on my social media before, right? If your personal life is not in order, how can you be professional other things? There was a store before that I went to, one of my stores that I visited. Went in there, bathrooms dirty, trash all over the place, person's chilling on the couch, laid up on the couch, but the store is not hitting their goal. Then you start to realize this is the reason it's not hitting their goal, because how you do one thing is how you do anything. If I see you laying up on the couch, how can I expect you to, when a customer comes in, you're full of energy and ready to just help them? You have to keep that momentum going. You have to keep doing things. So that is really what it's about. Setting boundaries in your personal and your professional life. And but also, like I said, setting boundaries and letting them know, like, this is what it is. And if you don't follow these things that we have in place, you will not, you won't be on this journey with us. And then finally, teaching the audience, like I'm teaching you guys how to identify and enforce boundaries with confidence. Because sometimes when you first do it, you may feel weird about it. So this is how you would do it. The thing is this, it's micromanagement when needed, right? What do I mean by that? My stores that do well, I leave them completely alone. I may check in with them throughout the day. Hey, listen, oh, you doing good? Oh, don't do this, that. Just check them a little text message. Stores that aren't doing so good, they hear from me a little bit more often, right? And then the good stores that good, when I go in, I just check in and make sure operational stuff is all cleaned up, cleared up, everything looks clean and stuff. Most of the time it is. It may be a little few tweaks. Other times it's, they don't, you could tell, like I said, when the store's doing good, when the store's not doing good. Just by these same things, by looking at how they carry themselves. And then it's also timing. First week of the month, let's say you're doing this in a 30-day period. The first week, you kind of just let them cruise. You give them the goals. You let them know what they got to achieve. See, they can freestyle. See if they can get it done. The next week, the stores that are not trending, you start to kind of apply a little bit of pressure, maybe some text messages, whatever. The stores that still not doing, or their locations or your employees are still not doing what they need to do in the last half of the month, you have to be on the phone every couple of hours, following up with them on the phone, putting a lot more pressure on it. So you have to figure out what that is for you, what your pressure 1 is, your pressure 2 is, and then your pressure level 3, which may be you actually physically doing it yourself. And if it gets to that point, you give them 3 months. 3 months in a row, and anything you do, you get 3 months to kind of prove yourself. 3 chances. You ain't getting that stuff done in 3 chances. You're out of here. We got to find somebody else, because you may not be the right person for the job. This may not be the right person for you right now. So figure out what your thing is, whatever your thing is with your team. Your first week may be chilling, just to see if they're going to do what they said they was going to do. Second week may be, but you got to set your goals too as well. Second week, you may be through text message. The following week, you may be following up with calls throughout the day, just to make sure that they're pushing through and seeing that they're going to do stuff they're going to do, right? Because you know that at the end of the month, there's a quota to hit. So slowly increasing the pressure is what you have to do with doing it. And like I said, you do it with confidence too as well. So then God gathered the waters and created the land, which is building that foundation. Think about a house. A house, you could put on the greatest walls, put the wallpaper up, mount the TV, have a beautiful crib on the inside, PS5, all that stuff, but it won't be great without that solid foundation. Solid ground represents stability and preparation. Success comes when Preparation meets opportunity. Think about how many opportunities you probably had in life, but you weren't prepared for it. Maybe you were prepared to get in the game now when you've been sitting the bench, but you wasn't prepared for it because you were sitting there pouting the whole time. I know what that feels like. Maybe you were prepared. Maybe opportunity comes your way where you're about to work with someone that's really, really high up in business, but you don't even have the clarity to understand what your business provides and what your business does for the person. Opportunity meets preparation. You're not prepared. Now you're not good. Or you just keep preparing, and you never seek opportunities. Can't be like that. It represents stability and preparation. You got to have systems in place, and you got to be prepared for when the opportunity comes to as well. Strong foundations, value systems, and culture are essential for growth. People, sales, operations. I say it all the time. Right? Culture is very, very important. I literally have my stores in my job bark when they call with the dog pound, like having that strong culture. Even times you don't even feel like barking, you got to bark. They have to have an identity to them. Our team's identity is hustling. You have to be a hustler on my team. You have to be an extreme hustler, or you won't get the job done. We understand that because that's what we do. That's our values. That's our culture. And then, like I said, I have them systems in place with how the level of micromanagement, the level of pressure, the level of coaching, and you put it in a spotlight. The coaching in a spotlight it's coaching, not just you're micromanaging. Because if you're just micromanaging all the time, they're never going to get better. You have to see if they're going to get better by actually coaching. You can't just say, I need you to do this, need you to do this, need you to do this. I'm telling you how. That's why I need you to call me so that way we can go over it together so we can see. It's a coaching opportunity. But if you don't ever get better, then I have to move on, unfortunately. And that's how it helped me build my multiple locations. So then God created plants in life, which is growth and nurturing potential. Growth symbolizes potential and abundance. There is a great abundance of money out there. There's a great abundance of whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to be a streamer. Maybe you want to be a motivational speaker, such as myself. Maybe you want to have your own clothing brand. There's so much of it out there. So much money out there. So much opportunity out there. You don't have to feel like you have to hurry up and get it before there's no more. There's going to be more opportunity always. And you got to find that potential. See, leaders are gardeners. You nurture talent, and encourage development. I say it all the time with my team. I see you. I see the potential. And this is a very important concept of being a leader, right? That I told you before. When I put my team together, I looked at what they were good at. I knew my friend was really, really great at attention to detail when it came to technology. Better than myself, way better, super smart. Helped me with the websites, helped me with SEO stuff. He's helping me with that stuff. I knew that my sister was very, very great with organizational skills, creating PowerPoints, making everything look good. That's why I pulled that out of her. Another person reached out to me, but I knew that they were hungry. And I was like, listen, if I can do anything with a hungry individual, I'll tell you that right now. I can do anything with a hungry individual. And they're capable to be so likable and have that great, just like that hustle that I needed. Very able to talk to people. Got them to get the stuff too as well. Get my organic email leads. You have to figure out as a leader, you have to figure out what the talent is. You have to figure out what their potential is and then pull out that potential in them. See that sparkle in their eye, make that into a star. And that's how I was able to do that. Then God had the creation of the sun, moon, and the stars. Time management and focus. See, metaphysically, celestial bodies symbolize cycles and structure. Again, going back to leadership. When you are in leadership, you have to build structures and systems along with the culture too as well to inspire and bring stuff out of people. You have to master time management and create routines that align with your goals. As I showed you guys before, I literally have a spreadsheet of stuff I need to do every single day or through the month. And then as it gets completed, it turns green. And then I have to trend it. And it goes month by month. And then as I increase on a month, as I get done a certain amount a month, I then go and increase the goal by 10%. 10%. By the time 10 months is up, I'm 100% better than I was last month. Create systems that align with your routine because you have to be you're the head of the snake. You have to be on top of your business too as well. Then he had the creation of animals and humans, collaboration and stewardship. Humans represent consciousness and responsibility, right? Being a servant leader who empowers other people, you have to be a people person and be in leadership. It just doesn't make sense if you can't even communicate with people. That it makes no sense for you to be a leader. We have people at my job who are great salespeople. They're better salespeople than I am. I tell them all the time, you are such a great salesperson, better than me with the system, better than me in so many different things. But what separates them from leadership is their ability to be a servant leader, their ability to empower other people to be great. They can't do it. They have a struggle with empowering people to be great. Instead, they drain from people. You as a leader, you have to find that spark in people's eyes, like I said, and make it into a star. You have to be able to find what someone's good at and really bring it out of them. You have to figure out what their why is, really dig deep and be able to bring that out. And if you can't bring that out in that person, which I don't like saying can't, but if you don't see a way to do that, then they may not be the person for that. They just might not be. Right? And then the last day was time for rest and reflection. See, rest signifies balance and renewal. You must prioritize rest as a leader to sustain long-term impact. You cannot be a great leader and you're not able to rest. You have to rest is just as important as you working as hard. That's why it's so great for things like, I'm taking a trip in a couple weeks, going to Houston. I need this trip. And then a few months after that, I'm not going to say too much because it's supposed to be a surprise, but doing something else a few months after that, about 4 or 5 months later after that, you have to continue to do, you have to have that rest. I always say play hard, work hard, play hard. I love that song, but it's true though. You have to work hard, but you have to play just as hard too as well. You have to go do things that you want. You spend some random money that you really didn't want to spend, right? Budget for things like that. You can budget for it too as well. That's the thing I'm learning because I'll just be spending that joint, but actually learn how to budget for these things. You have to do that. You have to I even have goals in my phone of having fun. All right, listen, I need to play the game at least this amount of minutes this month. I need to play chess, which chess is fun for me, but it's also really mind-boggling to me as well. You need to do this month. Like actually create goals, create sections in your day in order to have fun. That sounds crazy, but you really got to do that for fun things that you want to do as well. So you understood the key leadership lessons from Genesis 1. Maintaining that, getting that rest, being a servant leader for empowers others, get that time management and creating routines that align with your goals, becoming a gardener, nurturing talent and encouraging others, strong foundations, creating strong foundations of values, systems, and culture for growth, setting clear boundaries and priorities in your personal and professional life, casting the vision and providing clarity for everyone on your team. These are all those leadership lessons from just Genesis chapter 1. I'm going to encourage you guys for something for a second. I want to encourage you guys to reflect on how you can apply these lessons to your own leadership journey or your own business or whatever it is that you want to do in leadership. Maybe it's nonprofit, whatever it is. Apply that to yourself. Meditate, journal, whatever it takes as well to get this clarity of structure. I'm gonna share a quote real quick. All right. Like the creator, you have the power to shape your world with purpose and intention because we were created in the likeness and image of the Most High God. So that's really all I have for you guys. Any questions, you can DM me any questions you have on leadership. You can join my newsletter for leadership lessons and motivational quotes and motivation. You can join that. Just DM me in order to do that as well with your email address. Or if you want to book a call to see how you can start really bringing out the leadership in yourself or really taking your business to the next level, or maybe you want to take another project to the next level too as well with the use of leadership tactics and systems and structures, you can DM me as well and we can set up a time for us to talk. That's all I have for you guys today. I want you guys to keep killing the day. Remember, winners win, losers lose, and you pray for success like this. 2.0 out.